Okay, once again, we'll start with a comment from Coach, and then we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes. Tom, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. We've had some excitement in these 3 games so far in this tournament. It's a great win for our team. I'm just really proud of our guys. I told them after the game, if you're going to have a chance to win this game, you probably need to win a game where you don't play very well. And I felt like we were tight early and nervous and, kind of got out of our plan offensively. Didn't have great at-bats, really, for the first 7 innings. And give credit to the Stanford pitching. Dixon and Dow did a great job and kind of held us at bay. But, did just enough. Rhett Lauder didn't have his great stuff. He's been battling, a little virus here for the last couple of days and didn't have his good stuff. But he pitched into the 6th and gave us a chance to win like he always does. And I was really proud of the way he battled. Obviously, Brock getting us on the board with the big homer on the 3-1 pitch in the 2nd. And then Danny Corona, what can I say about his at-bat other than just clutch in that situation? I thought it was a great timeout by Bill Salento, kind of pulled Danny down there, kind of calm the moment down, get him back on the top half of the ball and get him in the middle of the field there. And then our bullpen, Sully and Keener did what they've done really for us all year, and Cam comes in and just makes pitch after pitch, and we get the big double play ball to end it. So great team win, really proud of the guys.
Okay, we'll open up for questions for the student athletes, and I see Evan first.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald. For any of the players, what did the rain delay maybe do to clear some minds and reset you guys for the push there late?
Yeah, I think we always have this saying that anything that goes wrong or anything, we just say good. So we were all just saying good when that happens. It gave us a chance to reset, and we said in the locker room, whoever wins the rain delay is probably going to come out on top. And I think that we got back focused and got some energy going, and I think that worked in our favor. I think we won the rain delay.
Yeah, Russ said it very well. We call ourselves the king of the delay. Every time we have a delay, we come out with so much energy, and our vibe is immediately switched. And for us to come out there like that, it's probably something that wasn't expected from the other side. And that's what great teams do during delays.
Danny, you want to comment?
Yeah, I was going to say we got to get loose, play some card games, play some hacky sack, got the music bumping, and it got us right.
Okay. Essex.
Essex there, blogger so dear. Rhett, in those early innings where, especially in the first where it wasn't coming easy, what were you seeing and feeling while you were out on the mound?
Yeah, I kind of just had to slow the game down. It was speeding up on me a little bit. Just had to keep making pitch after pitch. Nothing crazy. I feel like I've been in some situations like that before where I don't have my stuff, and I kind of just had to find a way to get out and keep us in the game. Nothing too crazy.
Okay, we'll go right here.
Les Johns, Demon Deacon Digest. Danny, what were you seeing on the pitch that you drove up through the middle, and then what kind of guidance did you get from Coach Salento?
Yeah, so earlier in the bat when I chased out of the zone, I was looking for something up. I told Billy that, and he told me with that pitch I actually should be looking down. So once I saw it go down in the zone, I was just looking for something to drive up the middle. So.
Okay, Mike.
Michael Presti, NCAA.com. For any of you, not that history is big on your radar screen right now, but you just won a game, and Wake Forest hadn't done that in 68 years here. Is there a meaning to that for you? Is there a satisfaction to it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, there definitely is. It means a lot to us to, one, be here, and to two, win a game. Not too many people get to even be in this situation, so we're super grateful for our opportunity to even come here and get to play on this field with a bunch of great other talent surrounded behind us. But history is not on our radar screen. We're looking forward to the next day we play and in the future.
Rhett?
Yeah, Brock kind of covered it all. I'm just thinking any win in Omaha is a good day, so it doesn't really matter what the history says.
Danny?
I don't really got much to add to that. They hit it on the nail.
Okay. Yeah, Mike.
Matt Towery from World Baseball Network. This question's for Brock. Brock, how does it feel to break J.D. Drew's record set from 1997 when he was at FSU, and now you're on top of the Atlantic Coast Conference home run record?
Yeah, it's pretty special. First off, I wouldn't be able to do it without these guys next to me, and they've given me all the confidence in the world over the past 3 years. They've just surrounded me with love and confidence to be able to go out there and be me So I'm very grateful for these guys and just allowing me to go out there and put this uniform on every day. It's super special. I never thought I'd be able to be in this situation. Those words are kind of crazy to hear, but job's not done. We got a couple more ball games to win.
Okay. Let's go, Jake, here.
Jake McKeever, College Baseball Central. Brock, you had the walk in the last inning. What were you kind of seeing with your approach there? You obviously let off a few close ones.
Yeah, that was a really good pitcher. I was just trying to see something up or down in the zone, like Danny said. Trying to see something down. He was kind of living up, and he was kind of scattering it. So I knew I had to see the right pitch at the right time. He threw a couple good pitches that I just missed, and just try to get on base and pass it to JJ to do his job. And JJ did his job, and then Danny does his job and wins us the game.
Okay, Les.
This is kind of for all three of you guys, especially the batters. Outscored your opponents by 59 runs combined in the regional and super regional. Fell behind for the first time the entire tournament today. Did the pressure start to pile up on this? How did you guys approach and kind of dig out of that?
Danny, you start.
I don't think the pressure got to us. I think we missed some opportunities. They made some nice plays, but we knew our time would come later on in the game. Just don't let it get to you.
Brock.
Yeah, we didn't press too much. There was definitely some times where you could see us tense up a little bit, and I think that rain delay really helped us. That was at the right moment, at the right time for us to kind of get back into our groove. Right after that, you see our bats started to get much better. We started grinding at bats. We started seeing much better pitches to swing at, and from then on, we just knew that the game was in our hands.
Okay, right here in the middle. Yeah.
Connor O'Neill with Deacons Illustrated. Danny, you started the year in the lineup, were out of the lineup for a while there, and then you've come back. I think 19 RBI in the last 5 games is the count that I had. What's led you to this process to where you're swinging the hot bat?
I think just sticking to my approach, trying not to chase too much out of the zone and knowing what pitches I could drive.
Okay, right up here. Yeah.
Samantha Casano with Local 3 in Chattanooga. Danny, I know you're a Baylor alum, and so is Nick Kurtz. How special was that moment for you to plate him to put you guys on top?
It was a very special moment. Nick and I would joke about it our junior year of high school, talking about we can't wait to be in Omaha. And since we've been here, it's been nothing but the best. It's been a crazy experience.
Okay, we'll have time for one more question. Everybody wants to take it. There, right in the back.
Jack DeLongshow with Foul Pole. Question for you guys. You guys have done it with the long ball all year long, but how huge was the small ball stuff, that big-time sacrifice bunt from Justin Johnson, to really show everybody out here in the tournament that you guys can win games in a lot of different ways?
Brock?
Yeah, that just shows you how versatile we are. We can beat you in so many different ways. When we need to get a job done, we're going to do the job. No matter who it is in our lineup, whether it's a bunt, whether it's a long ball, whether it's a laser up the middle, whatever it may be, we have so many ways that we can win.
Danny?
Yeah, I think during BP we kind of saw the wind was blowing in. It wasn't as easy to hit it out the yard today. So Brock obviously did it, but I think going into the game, we knew we had to stay hard and low, like Coach says, and it worked out.
Okay, guys, we'll excuse you and then open up for questions for Coach here in a moment. Thanks. See you Monday night. Night game.
Good. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Okay, questions? We'll start with Mike back here.
Mike LaPresti, NCAA.com. When the Kings of the delay are in the locker room for 90 minutes, what are you hoping they do? I mean, do you want them to think about the game? Do you want them to hear wild card games and hear loud music? What goes on there?
Yeah, we spent the first 5 minutes just talking about some situational things and what we needed to do when we came out of the delay. And then at the end of that, we just talked about winning the delay. Let's win the delay. Let's have better energy than them coming out of this. And whatever you need to do to cool down, relax, hydrate. Because, again, we didn't know if it was going to be 30 minutes or 2 hours. So it's just kind of one of those things that, we were on notice and just, catch your breath and let's get back to work.
Okay, Essex.
Essex there, Blogger Show, dear. Walt, what was the moment when did you tell Seth Keener you're going to go to him?
Well, when it went to that second delay. So If it had just gone the first 30 minutes, we would have gone back to Sully, and Sully was ready to go. But then once it got beyond that, we just didn't feel good about Sully there. So we looked at the matchup sheet. We considered Roland. He was a good matchup for the hitters they had coming up. We considered Massey. He wasn't quite as good a matchup. And then Keener, Will Craig was actually the first person to mention. He was like, what about Keener? And then the more we looked at who was coming up in the matchups, the more Keener really made sense. Plus, again, if he's going to start on Wednesday for us or whenever we play after this one, it's good to kind of get him out there and let him get his feet wet before his start.
Okay, we'll go over here with Connor.
Connor O'Neill, Deacons Illustrated. Walt, going to what I asked Danny, what's been his process to kind of keep him engaged when he wasn't in the lineup as much? And then what have you seen from him in the last 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's really been, it's kind of an interesting case study because as soon as he, Danny spent a better part of the year kind of maybe feeling a little sorry for himself, quite honestly. And then once he got past that and then just got back to work, because we know he can hit, and we knew that our best lineup would be with him in it, but we had to get him past that. We had to get him kind of past himself and get him out of his own way. And then as soon as he really made that mental flip, he's been our guy. And again, he came up to me and thanked me for leaving him in against that lefty, and I was like, man, we wanted you in there. Like, I wouldn't want anybody else in there. I mean, you're our guy right now, and you've earned that at bat. So really, really proud of him.
To get him past the feeling sorry for himself, is it more tough love with him, or is it more loving him up?
Well, it was a little bit of both. It was a little bit of tough love. It was a little bit of loving him up, and then it was a little bit of, hey, you need to make it. Mostly, it was just you need to make a decision. Like you need to decide what you want out of this season and what you want out of your career. If you want to play Major League Baseball, it's going to be hard along the way, and you've got to be able to kind of push through that and persevere. And again, he's done that, and again, he's going to be our guy the rest of the year.
Okay, Mike.
Patty Marinas, White and Blue Review. With Sean Sullivan coming in there, getting 2 pickoffs, what'd you see from his decision making, his execution there, and how big in your mind were those moments?
Well, they were huge. First of all, they saved his pitch count, so Sully will be available on Monday, which is great, and obviously save potential runs as well. So. And I give credit to Moose. I mean, those calls come from the dugout, and Corey Mascara, they like to vault. Stanford likes to vault at first base. So, we have a catcher control pick where the catcher drops his glove, and he just waits for the guy to vault and drops his glove. And Bennett Lee executed. Moose called it perfectly, and Bennett Lee executed it perfectly.
Okay, go up here to Les.
Coach, what did you think of the way you guys responded defensively? And I know it was quick, but you had the error, with 1 out in the top of the 9th. That's the type of thing that in that situation, in this field, in this tournament, could have gotten away from a team, but instead they stayed with it, got that big double play to get out of it.
Yeah, I was really proud of the way Cam Manassi threw the ball. There were a couple pitches that I thought could have went his way and didn't, and he didn't let it phase him at all. Then there was that error kind of in behind that. It didn't let him phase it at all. He makes a great breaking ball pitch on a really good hitter, and we get into it. And again, anytime we feel like the ball's hit to JJ or Merrick, we're gonna get out. So, I was the person who made the difference was Cam Manassi because he didn't get ruffled at all and just kept making pitches.
Okay, Evan.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald. Coach, what's the added value in winning the way that you did when you only led for maybe 5 or 10 minutes of the game as opposed to kind of your postseason path to this point?
Yeah, you have to win games in different ways. Again, the first 2 runs we gave up were, runs that, kind of free 90s. We had a walk and a hit by pitch that led to the first run. We had a balk that led to the second run. Probably played a little too deep early in the game. We didn't make that adjustment soon enough, and that's on me. Not to get our outfielders in a little more. We probably should have made that adjustment in the second. So we had some things go against us, and that we could have done a better job on that cost us the first 2 runs. But, again, our pitching staff did what it does. It keeps us in games and gives us a chance to win. And there were opportunities for Stanford to spread the lead, and if they get it to 4-1 or 5-1, then it's a totally different ballgame.
Okay, any more questions for Tom? If not, congratulations, and we'll see you Monday night.
Monday night. I like the sound of that.